how do we teach our students to be AI fluent and not just regurgitate what ChatGPT or Gemini gives them? So first we have to define what is AI fluency, and it's basically using these tools and helping students to use them by thinking critically. They can't just take it. They have to be able to evaluate what it comes up with. The way we're teaching and the world in which kids are being educated right now is not even close to what they're going to experience when they graduate from high school and college in the future. The job market is going to be shifting because of AI. AI unlocks some doors that we just don't have in the traditional education system. We just don't have the capability. We don't have the teachers. We don't have the finances. Whatever it might be, there's so many limitations. AI can begin to open these doors for us in personalized learning. By allowing AI to be a functional partner in the learning, we can give students agency. They can choose their own learning paths. It's just that simple. We can differentiate. I know as a teacher, I used to hate trying to differentiate for students because in a classroom of 35 kids, I might have 7 totally different needs. And as a teacher, I don't have time to really address each one of those. But our LLMs like ChatGPT or Gemini, they have the ability to kind of bridge that gap and do it for us, or at least speed up the process significantly to ease the workload of the teacher. I really want my students to think critically about what they're reading from AI. I have my students analyze its reasoning, look for flaws, but really start to get them to think critically about what is being produced by the AI and how trustworthy it is. Because I think that's just a skill we need as humans, is to be, that thinking critically about everything that gets put in front of us. When I was growing up, we turned in our final essay and that's what we got our grade on. And I feel like AI kind of blows that out of the water. And now it becomes much more about this collaborative process of growth over time for our students. And we just have to measure success differently in our education system. And instead of just the end product, I think the process as you go has to become the key way that we deal with students, and even how we grade our students, in this idea that it should be about the growth and what they learned, not the end product. Because if our focus is literally the end product, they're just going to have Grammarly write their paper for them, or ChatGPT, and then it just defeats the whole purpose. But if we put the focus and we put the emphasis on that whole process, then it moves them away from focusing on the end. And okay, if I'm being graded on what I learned as opposed to what I produce at the end, that shifts the entire conversation that you can have with students, and it shifts the way that they will use the AI.